And a pleasant good evening to you and to yours, and welcome to Brevard Sports Network special presentation of high school baseball here tonight from Raider Field, home of the Rockledge Raiders. Where tonight we got a critical district matchup tonight where the Rockledge Raiders are hosting the Gallie Commodores. The Raiders certainly have owned this series through the years. They won last year, but Gallie has won 4 of the last 5. The Raiders are 17 and 12 since the mid 2000s in this series. Listen, why this is critical. There are only a few weeks left in terms of the regular season and baseball. Currently, there are 4 Brevard County teams that sit in 4A Region 4. That's Region 4 in the FHSAA regional rankings. A lot of people like to go to the Max Preps regional rankings, but those are inconsequential when it comes to making the playoffs. The rankings that you really need to pay close attention to are the FHSAA rankings. And right now, the number 2 team in Region 4 is Gallie. The number 3 team is Satellite. The number 4 team is Merritt Island. Rockledge is 7th. So the thing that makes this important is it's huge for Rockledge. Rockledge at that 7-8 spot, only 2 teams or only 8 teams from this region will go to the playoffs, and 4 of those teams will be district winners. So there are only 4 at-large bids. Sitting in that 7-8 hole is always dangerous this time of the year. So the Raiders win this game, and they move up, no doubt about it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to step aside. We'll mute it as they introduce. Well, let me give you the starting lineups. I'll give you the starting lineups for both teams, and then we'll step aside. Leading off and playing the DH role tonight will be Aiden McMahon. Batting second tonight, and he's playing shortstop, Carson Leach. By the way, McMahon batting .429 this year. That leads the Commodores. His 24 hits leads the Commodores. Carson Leach is second. He's batting .377 this year. He's got 20 hits. Alex Jacobs third. Alex Jacobs is batting third. He's playing first base tonight. Jacobs a .338 hitter. Connor O'Keefe batting fourth. He's playing third base. Brock Lustig on the bump tonight. He is batting fifth. Vincent Breckenridge playing right field tonight. Nick Cunningham at second base. KJ Jones behind the dish going up against his former team. And Xavier Larice in center field. Gallie comes in batting .282 as a team. They get on base about 43% of their at-bats and have an OPS of .913. As for the home standing Rockledge Raiders tonight, who you saw the other night deal the Viera Hawks a 9-2 loss, I should say. Micah Cheatham will lead off and play center field. Caden Cross will bat second, and he'll play second base. Landon Norton on the bump tonight for head coach Craig Claiborne. He's doing the pitching. Gabe Gonzalez will be over at shortstop. Izzy Montanez over at third base. Jackson Casey in right field. Kalen Townsend over at first base. A.J. Contreras over in left. And Brady Spencer will be DHing tonight for Braden Spencer, who made one heck of a web gem play the other night. The Raiders come in batting as a team this year, an impressive .354. They get on base 46% of the time with an OPS of .922. Let's tell you a little bit about Norton as well. He's 0-1 on the year. He's pitched 18 innings. He has surrendered 14 runs, 11 of them earned. He's given up 23 hits, 2 home runs, struck out 9, walked 4, and he comes in with an ERA of a 4.28 and a whip of a 1.50. We'll step aside, and we'll be right back with the start of this one on Brevard Sports Network. All right, time to play some baseball here at Raider Field tonight. Alan Slaughter-Zlinski, and I'm happy to say that for the first time in quite some time on one of my broadcasts tonight, I've got Caleb Brown uh, producing tonight as I was thrown off guard there because the home plate umpire is Graham McGowan tonight. Graham, great strike zone. Graham is a guy that we've known for quite some time. Good broadcaster, too, back in his day. Graham gets in there. You see him getting in there while Norton's warming up, giving him a look. And the thing I like about a guy like Graham is catching styles have, you hear John Boy Media talking a lot about this. Catching styles have changed, and a lot of times old school umpires, they don't. They pick one spot with which they stand over the catcher, and a lot of times they can miss that inside outside corner. Graham's a guy that moves around back there and takes the angle that's going to allow him to see the strike zone the best. And you'll see when O'Galley's catcher, KJ Jones, comes up, what I'm talking about. And so if you've never seen, if you're a baseball fan and you like the analytical breakdown of things, I do recommend checking out John Boy Media's breakdowns of these things because he does a really terrific job. I'm a baseball savant, so I really love the inside statistics of the game because it is so important to the end result. Leading off is going to be Aiden McMahon, and to say that Aiden has done anything but crush the baseball this year, would not be justice for this young man because that's exactly what he's done as he steps in against Norton. So far this year, McMahon leads the team in average, batting .429. He's got 24 hits, 11 RBIs, tied for the team lead with 8 doubles as well. I missed the first pitch. Ball one. Norton. There it is right there on the inside corner at the knees. 1-1 to McMahon. Senior. And McMahon, pitch one, I was going to say. We might have to move that thing. Tried to get cute with the vehicle tonight. I don't know that I'm feeling real comfortable leaving it there. Yeah. Outside. And deep in the count goes Norton to McMahon. The on-deck hitter is Carson Leitz. Leitz with a brilliant effort the other night on the mound. A shutout performance. 7 innings in a 2-0 win over MCC. I believe it's 2-2. Norton kicks, and he fires. And this is lifted into center field. Micah Cheatham on his horse, and Cheatham barely, when I say barely missed that one, that ball hit his glove. That's another hit, though, the 25th of the year for Aiden McMahon. Looks like a line drive in the book. McMahon leads off with a hit, and that'll bring up Carson Leitz. Leitz is another one this year that has been phenomenal at the dish. 377, 20 hits this year. He's second on the Commodores with 20 RBIs, and he's tied with McMahon for 8 doubles. He's second in home runs with 4. Carson can make it happen. Upstairs, ball one. Everything okay? You want the iPad? Pitch. Swing and a miss, and Leitz was looking to hit that one back down the Commodore Boulevard. And it's 1-1. McMahon with a lead at first. Commodores have stole 39 bases this year. And Norton throws it away, and there is a ton of foul territory here at Rockledge. So when that happens, there is no doubt the runner's taken off. So that'll be an error on the, I would suppose, the pitcher. So an E1 there. And McMahon is now in scoring position here in the top of the first with Leitz at the plate. And Norton makes the faux step and the fake throw, and we go back to doing it all over again. My least favorite move in the entire game of baseball. The 1-1 on its way. That's a good-looking pitch right there, and it kind of froze him up for just a split second, but enough to cause the ball to be fouled off. And the count now moves to 1-2. So Norton will, this is a big out right here if he can get this. Alex Jacobs is on deck. And again, you know, we shot with the net view the other day, and unfortunately at Rockledge, as I explained the other day, we can't set up in foul territory here. There's just no place to do it. The angles are weird. And yes, indeed. And Grant McGowan gives the punch-out sign as that one catches the corner. As Carson Leitz is caught window shopping, and that'll bring up Alex Jacobs. Jacobs this year with he leads the team with 5 dingers. O'Galley's hit 20 home runs this year. The win tonight, blowing out again. So 1 out on the strikeout by Norton as Jacobs steps in. And there's a shot to the second baseman. Nice stab there to keep that ball in the infield. And that's just a heck of a play by Caden Cross for the second out. Connor O'Keefe now with a runner at third and 2 outs as O'Keefe steps in. O'Keefe this year, 294, 10 RBIs, 2 doubles, 2 home runs. He's got 15 hits, so for O'Keefe, it would be RBI number 11 if he can bring in McMahon. The pitch popped up and out of play, and that'll be strike 1. So Norton ahead, which is important. Well, you know, we talk about first pitch, strikes a lot. Say hello to MZ Tweedy watching. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Contreras, Micah Cheatham, Jackson Casey from left to right for Rockledge. The 0-2 on its way. Make it 0-3, froze him, and Norton sends 2 to the store to look through the window as he strikes out 2 looking, and that'll end the inning. 1 hit, no runs, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first. O'Galley nothing, Rockledge coming to bat. All right, welcome back here to Raider Field as the Raiders will come up. Let's tell you a little bit about the guy on the bump tonight for Gallie. He has done a heck of a job this season for Bobby Collins and Coach Houston. That is Brock Lustig. So far this season, Lustig is 4-3 with a 1.12 ERA and 37 and a third innings pitched. He's given up 27 hits, 10 runs, just 6 of them earned. He's walked 12 and struck out 44 this season. So that's Brock Lustig. And it'll be Micah Cheatham to lead it off for Rockledge. And from left to right, I don't know who's in left, but in center field is going to be Xavier Larice, Vincent Breckenridge. In right from third to first, it's Connor O'Keefe, Carson Leitz, Nick Cunningham, and at first base is Alex Jacobs. Behind the bump or behind the plate tonight as the battery mate for Lustig is KJ Jones. Micah Cheatham with a hit the other night. First pitch offering low for a ball. Cheatham this year having quite a year, and I mean quite a year. Team high. Both team high. Well, Matos is batting .531, but Matos is out tonight. Cheatham batting .446 this year, and he lines that first pitch to Xavier Larice, who covers, he covers more ground than Kutsu, and that is out number one. And Caden Cross steps in. 2 pitches, 1 out, and Caden Cross batting .429. This season. Cross, he's got 24 hits, 17 runs, 5 doubles, a triple, and 10 RBIs. Lust. All right. Lustig's throwing heat, man, and he takes a little off of that one. I'll tell you what, he spun that one in there pretty. I don't know what the spin rate was on that thing, but it was jumping and bumping and moving. I don't even know what that pitch was. KJ Jones in the dirt for it, and that's 1-2 now to Cross. Landon Norton, the pitcher, is on deck. That scoreboard out there in honor of Nick Catchis. Did I say his name right? Katakis. There it is at the knee, strike 3, and a BB from Norton, and he gets called window shopping, and that's 1 out. Landon Norton steps up. Norton this season batting .397. No wonder Rockledge is batting .354 as a team. Norton this year, 25 hits. They are tearing the cover off the ball. I know they sustained some injuries to some pitchers this season. Pitch, nice job by KJ Jones there. That was just a terrific job of bringing that thing right back at the knees. And again, though, you see where Graham is, right? I mean, he was there to make the call, and there's a chopper back to Lustig, who says, I got this, and Brad Lustig goes 1, 2, 3, easy peasy lemon squeezy to the top of the second. We go, no score. I'll take care of that. You go do this. All right, we're off to the top of the second inning where it'll be Brock Lustig, Vincent Breckenridge, and Nick Cunningham. Lustig with an opportunity to help his calls here. Lustig, the starting pitcher tonight, and see where Brad is here, or Brock, I should say. Brock, 333. Brock's done a nice job. He started slow this year, but has done a really nice job. He's up to 15 hits, 9 RBIs, 7 doubles, a triple, and 2 bombs for Brock. That won't be the last time I call him Brad. And there's a pitch. It's a little outside. Good take by Brock. Swing and a miss on the heat from Norton. And it's 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Low, 2-2. Contreras, Cheatham, and Casey from left to right. Izzy Montanez, Gabe Gonzalez, Caden Cross, and Kalen Townsend from third to first. KJ Jones behind the plate. And here's the pitch. Oh, what a beaut. And that's the third strikeout of the night for Norton, and that'll bring up Vincent Breckenridge. We're going to have one of these games tonight where both of these pitchers, they really seem to be on here. Breckenridge steps in. Breckenridge, a 255 hitter. He's got 13 hits this season. I'll take a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Right down Broadway, strike one. Breckenridge showed bunt. Here, I can move this. Can you hand me a water? Please. Curveball. He waited on it, just got under it, though. That ball is nice job by Gabe Gonzalez out there to track that backwards. That's not an easy catch to make, and this is going to bring up Nick Cunningham. So Norton has retired the first 2 hitters in succession here in the top of the second inning as Nick Cunningham steps to the plate. Nick this season batting .233. He's got 10 hits for head coach Bobby Collins. These 2 managers tonight, I mean, they've won a few games in their day, haven't they? 655 for Claiborne and nearly 500 for Bobby Collins. It is insane how long and how good both of these guys are. I'll tell you, you definitely could argue that point. And there's a nice-looking pitch there. 1-1. I meant in like a good way, against the rest of the field. You take Claiborne and Collins over the rest of the field all day, and that's no disrespect meant. Popped up and out of play, but I don't have to worry anymore. Caleb went and moved the vehicle, and so there will be no safe light repair. Safe light replaced tonight, at least for us. And that one's back and out of play. I'll be looking for my check in the mail, safe light. The count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Bobby Collins down at third base. I think that's the coach's box down there. We'll show you. There's where Bobby is, right? See, here's Bobby down there. Yeah, okay, here he comes back. That's what I'm saying. Foul territory here is weird. And that's why it's hard to set up because it's just weird. Beautiful little field here. I love this stadium. And that one is down the line and has an opportunity to be caught. Nope, gets over the fence. I can't see that far. What's it say there, Caleb, to center field? What's that say on those? Does that say 386? 386 to center field. The alleys in center field. And looks like 340 down the line there. So that's a pop to get one out of here. Norton with the 2-strike pitch. You got to give credit here to Breckenridge, Cunningham rather. Cunningham. He is definitely staying alive. KJ Jones would be next. The 2-2. Just missed low. 3-2 now. Good call by the home plate umpire. 3-2. 2 outs. Top of the second. Pitch. Swing and a miss. And strikeout number 4 for Norton is out number 3 in the top of the second. No score. Back in a minute. All right, welcome back here, bottom of the second, as Gabe Gonzalez steps in. And Caleb used to be on the staff here at Rockledge Baseball. He's giving me a little of the some information here about when Greg Claymore first became the manager of the Raiders and essentially handpicked these dimensions for this field. He built this field while he was here, right? Yeah. So Gonzalez this season is a .299 hitter. So a base hit here puts him over 300 for the year. And Lustig's 2-strike pitch is a ground ball to the second baseman, up and over to first. And again, Lustig rolling. Nice job by Cunningham to stay with it. Izzy Montanez steps in. Montanez this season is batting .271. He's got 9 RBIs, 13 hits. And Lustig, he don't waste any time. 0-1. 0-2. Yep. Now you got him. You got him on a hook here. Now what are you going to do with him? You going to pull it or are you going to just blow it by him? The answer to that question is pulls the hook, and Graham McGowan says, sir, it's okay to look, but eventually you're going to have to buy. And that is out number 2 as Jackson Casey steps in. 3 straight pitches from Brock there. And the first pitch is up to the third baseman, O'Keefe, over to first. And that one, that's an error on the first baseman, I got to think. And he turns and lets it fly. And now they're throwing the ball around. So that's going to be, to me, that's an 3. I think the first baseman probably should have come up with that. So Jackson Casey's going to reach on an error. It's a good play by Connor O'Keefe to get the ball across. Kalen Townsend steps in, the first baseman. Gallie, a good fielding team. This season, the Commodores have made 22 errors. That's it. That's number 23. And that's a 963 clip. Kalen Townsend now with the inning alive, and the off speed is swung on and missed. Townsend this season, he's batting .262. We were moving right along if you're an Gallie fan, and then the error, 2 outs. That's strike 2, no doubt about that. And Brock quickly ahead again. And again, Brock's got a hitter on the hook here, well ahead. Let's see what he does. Got him. Beautiful pitch. And Brock Lustig with his 3rd strikeout is the 3rd out of the bottom of the 2nd inning. We quickly go through the 2nd and move to the top of the 3rd. No score. J.J. Jones steps in against his former team, and he'll look at ball 1 from Landon Norton. Norton so far tonight with 4 strikeouts, 2 in each of the first 2 innings. Jones will look at strike 1 at the knees, and KJ was here last year, and this year is batting 105. I know KJ wants to turn this up a notch. We've seen him hit a bomb this year that probably traveled about, I don't know, probably 410 feet. I think that was at Merritt Island. Merritt Island this year. So KJ now looking at 2 strikes. Obviously, he's a catcher, so Matos was here, and so he wanted to play. Great catcher. KJ's a great catcher. And he'll find his swing. And he's going to take a time and step out.
I remember on the video you did for KJ, you put a velocity tracker, hard and fast.
Yeah, velocity, hard and fast, right? Swing and a miss in Norton with strikeout number 5. And Xavier Larice will step up. And Xavier, another one, who Oregon commit for football, but not having the kind of year at the plate he wants. We've seen Xavier crush baseballs, but just a little off this year at the dish. But it only takes one swing, like hurricane season. It only takes one hurricane. It only takes one hit, one big hit to get it going. Pitch, curveball is a Butte Clark, and it's 0-1. Strike two. No bout of doubt it. And now Larice in an 0-2 hole. And he got him. And that's 2 quick outs. And that's the 6th strikeout of the night for Norton. And back to the top of the lineup with the guy that's got the only hit in the game, Aiden McMahon. And I mean for both teams. So back we go to Aiden, who, like I said, came in just crushing the ball this year. Norton's first pitch offering to him is low and inside. My approach, or at least the approach I favor to hitting, is always to be aggressive early in the count. To me, it's always a challenge because the pitcher's going to throw you his best early on. So you have to be looking for that because he's going to want to throw his best and fill up the zone with it. So you got to be, as a hitter, I don't like the approach to take the first pitch or two. I just don't like that approach. And that shot in the gap. Will Cheatham get there? Of course he will. Micah Cheatham tracks it down for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the third. Still no score. A.J. Contreras leads off the bottom of the third inning. 8-9-1 for Brock Lustig. Coming up here, Contreras steps in. And Lustig's first pitch offering to him is a strike. A.J. this season batting .250. Pitch is popped up, and that's going to get beyond the fence area, I think. Yep. Yeah, right there in the Rockledge bullpen. That's really a pen, too. Yes. It's not like something on the side where pitchers throw. That's a pen. So quickly ahead again is Lustig at 0-2, and this is the third straight hitter. Fourth straight hitter he's going 0-2 to. And that is as good as it gets right there. And that is the third batter he has struck out in the last 4 to walk to the plate. And the DH, Brady Spencer, will step in. Brady DHing. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the Spencers are related and that he's pinch hitting for his brother. If I'm wrong, correct me. Braden Spencer. First pitch is high. the first batter since Izzy Monton, or no, since Gabe Gonzalez. No, he threw 3 pitches to Gabe. He's been ahead of every batter with the exception of maybe Landon Norton. 1-1. Make it 1-2. Strike 3. 2 outs. That's about the only response I can give on that one. 5. These pitchers are mowing them down. Norton and Lustig are nasty tonight. As we go back to the top of the order, and Micah Cheatham. And that may be a case of KJ costing his pitcher a strike there, but can't squeeze them all. I think if he squeezes that, Graham lifts that right hand. So he falls behind Micah Cheatham. Popped up, and that is playable. Will he get to it? And the answer to that question is Alex Jacobs does for the third and final out. And for the second time in 3 innings, Lustig sits the Raiders down 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of inning number, what are we in? Top 4, yeah, sorry. Top 4, nothing. I looked up the Caleb over here lighting up like a Christmas tree between innings. Carson Leach steps in. Tell you why here. After Norton's first pitch to him, Leach struck out looking his last time up and does not begin this at bat well as he swings and misses. Strike 1. Caleb telling me about when he was the film guy for the Rockledge baseball team back in the day, how Mason Dennenberg and who was the pitcher for Rockledge? Drew Parrish would do battle, and they would play those spring break game, and how many people were here and how they ended. And Caleb was just ecstatic.
Back when Merritt Island Rockledge were in that same district.
Yeah, they are again. And there's a shot by Leeds, and Carson Leeds says, "You know what? Enough of this." And Leeds drills one into left field for a base hit, and that is the second hit of the game for either team, and Leeds with a leadoff single. Alex Jacobs steps up. Jacobs grounded out to the second baseman his last time up, 0 for 1.
The coaching matchups at the time, Greg Claiborne versus
Greg Plecky, yeah. Yep. That one was a foul ball. I actually did a game here once between Merritt Island and Rockledge. I broadcasting. I don't even remember where I set up for that one, but that's when I was with Space Coast Daily. Did I? Okay. But yeah, it was a good game that night. Rockledge won. Yeah. Yeah. Seen some good. Both of these teams, talking about O'Gallie now and Rockledge, some of the pitchers that have come through here in the last decade have been just ridiculous. And that is popped up and out of play. From an O'Gallie standpoint, you talk about it, Carter Stewart, Nick Pogue. But yeah, Bubba was more of a first baseman hitter type of a guy. I mean, he could pitch, but that wasn't his thing. Yeah. And then you got, look, I mean, and I don't think it's any secret that you get pitching coaches like Ryan Houston and Tom Mandello that nurture these guys along and help these guys, and the success speaks for itself. Yeah. I mean, you got what's his name? I hate saying what's his name. It's so unprofessional. Eric Adler with the White Sox organization now. Drew Parrish in Kansas City, I think. Yeah. And off and running goes Leach, and there's not going to be no shot to get him. And Carson Leach steals a base, and all of a sudden here, it's 3-2. And Alex Jacobs has a chance here. He's got to battle. If anything's in the zone and he doesn't like it, he's got to foul it off. But Jacobs has got to battle because this could be a game where one run can win it. Norton kicks and fires. And that's a chopper that's going to get the runner to third with one out. And he dropped it. Had him until he dropped it. And Carson Leach is going to come around to score. And the error will allow Leach to score. I'm going to give Jacobs a base hit. And the run scores on the air. Because I think Jacobs tied with the throw. We'll never know. But we're going by my scorebook. Safe. Yeah. Well, that's how you score the run that scored's unearned. Connor O'Keefe steps in. He struck out looking his last time up. So that's an unearned run, but a base hit. No, you know what? He was at third. So no, that's an RBI. That's an RBI. Swing and a miss, and O'Keefe was looking to knock that one up the Cape Canaveral. And it's 0-2. Yeah, that's an RBI because he was coming home anyway on the Baltimore chop. So we'll take the error off and just give him the hit. So, yeah, he gets the RBI. Fouled back. Yeah, he wasn't holding there. I don't know. I'm not a baseball scorer. I know how to score it, but always good not to hear that thud. O'Keefe this season, as he looks at two strikes here, we'll give you the average after this pitch. Well, 294 since he stepped out, so 294 this year. O'Keefe's got 2 home runs, so he can send one deep. Low, and down the second base goes Alex Jacobs, and he is safe. So now runner at second and still nobody out. Big district game here. And O'Keefe asked for time. Rockledge 7th in the region. Gallie 2nd. Satellite 3rd. Merritt Island 4th. So I would say pretty confidently it's Rockledge. It truly needs this one. And according to the FHSAA, the difference with where these teams are lies in the strength of schedule number for some reason. They all play each other, so I don't even know how that could be possible. They don't all don't have similar strength of schedule numbers. 2-2 is fouled off, and it stays 2-2. I want to thank Jimmy Hula's Pineda Crossing, one of our spring football partners. And that is another one. And I'll tell you what, Connor O'Keefe and the Bee Gees have something in common, don't they now? Both staying alive. And it's 2-2. Pitch. And that's a great piece of hitting. That ball's going to drop. And having to hold up at third base there was Alex Jacobs. But that's as good a piece of hitting as you'll see at the high school level, as O'Keefe just dropped one into right field. He didn't try to pull the pitch. He went with it and dropped it in front of right fielder Jackson Casey. And now there's nobody out with runners at the corners. And if Brock Lustig ever had an opportunity to help his cause, it is certainly right here. Gallie with a little something going here. 3 straight hits here. 2 to the outfield, 1 an infield hit, and the top of the 4th. This is an excellent fielding team, the Raiders. So to give up, if they could somehow get a double play ball, that would be ideal. They too, and like I said, an outstanding field. I think their fielding percentage is .963. And Lustig swings and misses. Yeah, I'm not sure that I wouldn't have Broccoli one down here. But it might be too late now for that now with 1 strike. But maybe a safety squeeze. We saw it at Satellite against Vieira. We've seen Merritt Island when Danny Widener was the skipper there do it. We're going to get a pinch runner for Connor O'Keefe. I mean, we've seen the safety squeeze used. We've seen Matt Gifford use it a lot, the new Vieira manager, 2 years. Dominic Breckenridge comes in to run for Connor O'Keefe. So, safety squeeze, I wouldn't take it off the table. This is not exactly a fast turf. And there it was. But now it's 2 strikes, so the safety squeeze was on. I like it. You won't see it now. Not with 2 strikes. So Brock's going to have to battle here. I might send the runner here, though. And my second least favorite move of baseball. My move to first. Second is the least favorite. The one, the fake throw to third over to first, is second. So see if the runner goes on this 2-strike pitch. He does. And that's a good one there. And down to second base with the stolen base is Breckenridge. And now it's second and third with one out.
First out of the inning, bringing up number 13, Vincent Breckenridge.
So Vincent Breckenridge will come up, and Vincent will look to drive in Alex Jacobs and his brother at second. Vincent, his last time up, popped up to Gabe Gonzalez. Gabe chased one out into left field. Norton, and they might safety squeeze again here, and that is a beaut, Clark. Great job on the safety squeeze. Works every time, every time. If you get it down, it's not going to work. And the safety squeeze scores the second run of the game, and I just love the call. Loved it when Lustig tried it, loved it there. And Nick Cunningham will step in, and Nick struck out his last time up, but great call by Bobby Collins. 2-0. O'Gallie on top. And he laid that thing down about as perfect as you could. He's, hitting away here, try to get that third run in, but that's a big run when you got two pitchers out there that are throwing like these two are throwing. Give Brock Lustig a 2-run lead, and tonight the way he's tossing that rock looks pretty good. That ball is skied. One of three players calling for it. Micah Cheatham hauls it, and that'll be the final out, but not before the Rockledge or the O'Gallie Commodores scored 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, we said, right? And so 1 left. We're going to go to the bottom of the 4th. O'Gallie leads it 2-0. All right, 2, 3, 4 due up for the Raiders. Caden Cross, Landon Norton, and Gabe Gonzalez. Cross steps in, and Caden, his last time up, struck out swinging as Brock Lustig enters the middle frame of this one here. And he does so for the first time tonight with a lead as his guys went and got him 2 in the top half of inning 4. Tomorrow will be a great day on Brevard Sports Network. We'll be at the Latavius Murray Countdown County 3-2-1 camp tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, little adult amateur league football for you. And there's a chop over to O'Keefe. Takes his time, makes the throw, and down goes Caden Cross. 5-3 to start the bottom of the 4th. Landon Norton steps in. He grounded out to Lustig his last time up. So a chance here for Norton to help his cause. Just a 2-run deficit. I don't think we gave you Norton's batting statistics the last time he was up, but Landon came into this one batting. That's Lawton. Where is he? Oh, there he is. 397. So yeah, yeah, that's well above the Mendoza line. 130 points. Pitch and high. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Bounces in the dirt. And it's 2-2. And there's a ground ball to Cunningham. Up and over to first. And that's an out. 2 outs. Gabe Gonzalez steps in. It's the other thing Lustig's done a nice job here tonight of, and that's allowing his solid defense to do just that behind him, play defense. Fill up the zone and what will be what will be. And that is Purdy, and it's 0-1. Izzy Montanez would be next. The 1-1 is popped up and playable in left. He lost it, though, and that's going to drop. The left fielder lost it. That's okay. You're never going to see that from there. And down the second base with a double goes Gabe Gonzalez, and the left fielder just lost the ball. The wind took – he just didn't see it, and that happens, unfortunately. And down to second base, the runner goes. And so Izzy Montanez will step in with 2 outs here. I mean, you've seen plays repeatedly of major leaguers in the outfield just throw their hands up and go, well, where's that? He didn't find it, and it results in a double. Montanez with a chance here, swing and a miss, and Lustig just rears back and throws a dart. Good looking pitch, but just a bit inside, 1-1. Montanez up on that plate. And he didn't get that one. As the little slur fastball, whatever that was there, that went and started right and moved far to the left, is now 1-2. Lustig, the 1-2 to Montanez. Lustig spells his name Lustic, but you might as well change that C to a K as he registers number 6 on the night. We go to the top of the 5th, 2-0. Gallie. Well, the book is closed tonight on the Rockledge starting pitcher. We'll tell you all about him in a second, but Dylan Turner takes over on the bump. Turner will be starting his 11th inning when he faces O'Gallie in the top of the fifth here. He has allowed 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 8 hits, and he has struck out 6 and walked 3. He's got a 3.50 ERA, and as Stewie Griffin says, he's got a whip of 2.50. Whip. Whip. Sometimes I don't know, just the things that come to you. Whip. Yeah, that's a good one. I'd like to welcome in my card for the second half of the game here tonight as KJ Jones steps in. KJ struck out his first time up as he faces Dylan Turner. Landon, we'll give you the book on Rockledge pitcher Landon Norton here between innings. I don't know where that ball went. Popped up, and Gabe Gonzalez has it. 1 pitch, 1 out. And Xavier Laree steps in. He, too, went down via the K. So 4 innings pitched for Landon Norton. Seven strikeouts. And that ball is hit deep to left field. Back, track, wall, and you can touch them all, Xavier Laree. That is a solo home run, and you know he's got to feel good about that. As Xavier Laree goes deep. And there it is, the celebration for Xavier, and he was all over that first pitch. And for Xavier, it is his second bomb of the year, RBI number 4, and the Commodores lead it 3-0. And that was a line drive shot. Great pitch. Laree just turned on it. And that'll bring up the top of the order, and Aiden McMahon. And McMahon, first pitch. All 3 of these guys have taken great first pitch cuts. McMahon has singled and flied out to Micah Cheatham. Just misses on the outside corner. That's low. 2-1. Okay, Graham. 2-2. In the dirt, 3-2. And I think, I don't know, I mean, maybe that home run a little bit there may have, I don't know. And there is a chopper, and that's going to be tough. You got him, though. That's a nice play, man. That is a nice play by Gabe Gonzalez. I think that was Gabe that came up with that. He stayed with it the whole way, gave it a shot. Carson Leach steps in. Leach struck out looking and singled and scored his last time up. I thought he got him. I did. I know the umpires in the stands didn't like it, but I thought he got him. Because all I could see is the bag and see the ball. You know what I mean? So 3-0 is our score here. Foul back. Oh, oh my. That hit that camera. And that's why we don't put our cameras through fences or lean them on fences. They're expensive pieces of property. Upstairs. And it's 2-1 to Carson. 2 outs here, but an Xavier Larice home run. What'd you come up with, Ump? What'd you come up with? Did he get him?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, okay.
I went and got
The home run, okay.
what I love about YouTube is
You can go right back. That's how I was able to get those goals last night. 3-0 is our score here. And Leach tried to stay alive, but then just popped it up, and second baseman calls and hauls for the third and final out. But Xavier Larice hits a solo home run, and Gallie takes a 3-run lead into the bottom of the fifth. All right, here we go with Jackson Casey, Kalen Townsend, and A.J. Contreras due up here for Greg Claiborne's. I will say this, noticeably absent in this lineup is Jonathan Matos, the reigning Brevard Sports Network Baseball Player of the Year, who obviously has an extremely great chance to win that award again. Not having a guy like Matos in your lineup is huge. Lustig's first pitch offering is a chopper down to O'Keefe. O'Keefe up and over. Got him. One pitch, one out. And Kalen Townsend steps in. He struck out his last time up. I don't know how many pitches Lustig has thrown, but I would say this. Judging by the fact that he's had 2 1-2-3 innings, and the other 2 innings were 4 batters each, it can't be, many. And there's another chopper. This one gets over the head, and Leach is going to try to make a play, but that is going to be an infield single for Kalen Townsend. With 1 out, A.J. Contreras is up now. Contreras struck out his first time up back in the third. Beautiful, beautiful breaking pitch there. I think it looked like a cutter or a little slider there, something. That's strike 2. 6 strikeouts tonight for Brock Lustig. Jones with the signal. Lustig peeks over. And Lustig will step off. Pitch. Inside. Ball 1, 1-2. Good waste pitch. Swings and a miss. And that is strikeout number 7 for Brock as Brady Spencer steps in. And I'll give you 3 guesses as to, Brady's a good hitter, but Brock's striking a lot of people out tonight. And he struck Brady out the last time up. Was that his walk-up music?
Yes, that was.
Little Einsteins. There you go.
Only in baseball.
Yeah. Ball back. Great stop by K.J. Jones there. One and 0, and a rare fall behind on a batter for Lustig. Bobby Collins, man, I tell you, he rides with a couple guys each and every year on that bump, and Lustig is him and Leach this year. And a swing and a miss. And he gets to ride with Lustig for another season next year. Upstairs, 2-2. So now we're at our first, or 2-1 actually. Sorry, I can see the scoreboard now. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. And he absolutely threw that by him. Now we've got our first Deuces Wild situation of the night. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. As 22 looks to deliver. Time says Brady Spencer. 2-2 with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lustig with the turn card pitch is strike 3. Strikeout number 8. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Commodores. New pitcher on the hill for the Raiders. The third of the night's going to be Joey Dupree. Dupree 1-1 in 11.7 innings pitched this year. Dupree has given up 3 runs, all of them earned, 8 hits, 21 strikeouts, and just 6 walks. Dupree pitches to an ERA of a 1.80 with a whip of a 1.20. And Dupree takes over here in the top of the 6th. I incorrectly told you the bottom of the 5th. So he will face Alex Jacobs, Connor O'Keefe, and Brock Lustig here in the top of inning number 6. And we are rolling. That old Chuck Wagon's rolling. Alex Jacobs tonight, a single scored his last time up and grounded out to Caden Cross, the second baseman, in his first at-bat. Joey Dupree, our first look at Joey here on BSN. And he rocks, kicks, and throws hard. Same pitch, same location, same result, 2-0. Three and 0. 3 pitches all in the same spot. If that was a dunk tank, that clown would be going down 3 times in a row. 3-0 to Alex Jacobs. And that's going to be the proverbial 3-0 strike there on the outside corner. So now you're ready. 3-1 Dupree to Jacobs. And all 4 pitches on the outside part of the plate. And Jacobs draws a leadoff walk as Connor O'Keefe struck out looking and singled in this one. He's 1 for 2. And we're going to get a pinch runner for Jacobs. It's going to be number 27. And let's see if I can spit it out before the PA guy does. Probably not. Oh, Tynan. It's going to be Tynan. Declan Tinnan. I screwed that all up. Declan Tinnan. Tynan. Tynan. I'm going to go with Tynan. Anyway, O'Keefe fouls that first pitch off. It's 0-1. And Declan wastes no time. He had all kinds of jump on that one. And Coach Claiborne looks at Dupree like, you got to take a peek over at the guy at first there. I mean, he was halfway to second base before that ball was halfway to the plate. Stays put this time, and that's fouled off back into the – I will say this, man, that this screen here is really cool the way Coach Claiborne has it set up in tiers, man. That's huge. Stops a lot of balls from getting away. I guarantee you that. 0-2 now to O'Keefe, and he's throwing the wagon. O'Keefe going to battle here. We'll see. There he goes again, and that is fouled off again. And again, Declan with a huge jump. Three to nothing here. 2 runs scored, one by Carson Leach, one by Alex Jacobs on a beautiful safety squeeze by Vincent Breckenridge back in the 4th, and then Xavier Larice with a solo home run in the top of the 5th over the left field wall. That's where we are, 3-0. And that one goes over. It's a good run. That's a good move. That's a good, you know what I mean. Good move by Dupree as he is 0-2 to O'Keefe. Brock Lustig on deck. And O'Keefe wants a timeout, and he'll get it. Surprised we didn't see Craig Bailey here tonight. I saw him last night. Pitch. And no throw. Stolen base for Declan Tinnan. And now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes with first base open and Connor O'Keefe still at the plate. That base stolen on Dupree. And all of a sudden, O'Keefe has battled back, and it's 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. in this big district matchup. Pitch, 3-2, and O'Keefe has filled the count. And Dupree laboring a little bit right now. First base is open, but you don't want to do that. And that is ball 4. So after falling behind 0-2, O'Keefe battles all the way back to draw a walk, and that'll bring up Brock Lustig, who I guess you could kind of say the Raiders have paid him a little back tonight because he is at 8 strikeouts on the bump, but he himself has struck out twice at the dish. So he'd like to add some more insurance here if he can. They're afraid he's going to steal third base, and I got news for you. If he picks and gets a good enough lead, I wouldn't be surprised with no outs if Lustig lays one down here. And he does not. He goes up the middle, and holding at third base will be Tynan, station to station. And now Vincent Breckenridge will come up with the bases loaded and nobody out.
I like that call by Coach. You have no outs, runners on the corners. Nobody out, bases loaded, brings up number 13.
Yeah. Yeah, hold him up. Yeah, I like it.
You still have another 2 outs to play with.
That's exactly right. I think realistically, you feel like you can squeeze another 2 runs out of this. Realistically, you're up 5-0, and with the way Lustig is throwing the baseball, that should be good enough. So Vincent Breckenridge will step in. Breckenridge tonight popped out to the shortstop, and he singled. And he looks at strike 1 from Dupree, who's going to have to bear down here. And trying to see the middle infield at normal depth, as are the corners. The 0-1 upstairs, 1-1. No place to put him. So you're going to have to come with strikes. That's the other advantage Breckenridge has. If he can work this count into a 2-1, 3-1 situation, that really puts Dupree behind the 8 ball. And that's a good swing and a cut. But that ball is popped up and out of play. So it's now 1-2 here. So Vince with a chance to break this thing open. Joey Dupree with the sign from Brendan Spencer. He kicks and fires upstairs, 2-2 now. Alex Jacobs is, I believe that's Jacobs at third. No, that's the pinch runner, Declan Tynan. Pitch inside, and we're full. And so here we go. The runners, well, there's not 2 outs, so they'll be staying put. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nowhere to put Vincent Breckenridge. The payoff pitch on its way. And nice job by Dupree. Had to have it and got it. Challenged him and gets out 1. Nick Cunningham steps in. Cunningham struck out and flied out to the center fielder his last time up. A fly ball scores a run 2 here. That was the hard way, but Dupree got it done. And throws a BB for strike 1. This could be huge if Rockledge can hold here. And the breaking pitch, it didn't break. Makes it 1-1. Oof. Upstairs, 2-1. Cunningham. Bases loaded, safety squeeze. Now that would be interesting. Fouled back and out of play. And just like that, Cunningham is facing 2 strikes. Joey Dupree with a real opportunity right here. And this one is launched down the left field line, but that ball, luckily for Raiders fans, is pulled. And I'll tell you what, Nick got all of it. In fact, he got too much of it because he pulled it deep but foul. And if you're Joey Dupree, you shake it off and say, nothing but a long strike. The 2-2 on its way, and that ball is lifted, tracking, and that'll score a run maybe. Here's the throw. Nice job by Tinnon to slide in there. And that's a sac fly RBI for Nick Cunningham. 1 run scores, and it's 4-0 as the runners will stay at first and second, and K.J. Jones steps in with 2 on and 2 out. And Dupree is an out away from getting out of what could have potentially been a break open situation for the Commodores. Pitch. Nice job by home plate umpire Graham McGowan to call the strike, even though the pitch was dropped 0-1, because it certainly was. 4-0, Gallie on top, and we are in the top of the 6th inning here at Raider Field. That's a strike. 0-2 now. On deck is Xavier Larice, and so you want to get K.J. Jones because Xavier Larice felt it pretty good the last time he was up. He launched one into the jet stream, and that's inside, and it's 1-2. And that stayed in the jet stream and went over the left field wall for a solo home run. Dupree with the 1-2. Inside, 2-2. The 2-2 on its way is strike 3 looking. And Joey Dupree gives up just 1. Could have been a lot worse. We head to the bottom of the 6th, 4-0 Commodores. Brock Lustig returns for inning number 6, and if this one's anything like the first 5, he's on his way to a win as O'Gallie leads it 4-0. They have scored a run in each of the last 3 innings, 2 in the 3rd, and it'll be Micah Cheatham, Caden Cross, and We'll see if Landon Norton's still in there batting third. He was the starting pitcher, and his position hasn't come up since the pitching change. So Micah Cheatham tonight popped out to, or flew out to the center fielder and popped out to the first baseman his last time up. So if there is to be a rally, it should probably begin now for Rockledge as the top of the lineup comes up. It's a team batting .354 this year. But again, keep in mind the anchor of that offense, Jonathan Matos, not in again tonight for nothing. And Lustig with a dart, but it's ball one. The 1-0 is swung on and missed. Lustig missed with that first pitch fastball and has enough confidence in what he's throwing out there right now to come back with that off-speed pitch on strike two, on the second pitch to make it strike one. The 1-1 outside, 2-1. That's impressive for a high school pitcher. Cheatham calls time. A lot of times you don't get that first strike from a fastball. You try to locate it a little better and come back with it on the second pitch. That gets away. He overthrew that one, and it's 3-1. You can't put Micah Cheatham on to lead off an inning. Now, the Raiders don't steal a lot of bases, and they need base runners, but this is not the guy you want on base. And he'll look at strike two. Good take by Micah. Now he's going to have to battle. Let's see what he throws here on 3-2. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unbelievable pitch. Took a little off of that one on a full count pitch. Beautiful, beautiful pitch. And Caden Cross will step up. He struck out and grounded out. Strike one. And the dart continues to fly across the plate and in the strike zone. And that ball is lifted into center field. Back goes Larice. He's got plenty of room. He hauls it in. 2 outs. As we'll see if this is Landon Norton. Nope, this is going to be number 21. Dylan Turner will step in. Turner, we gave you his pitching stats. What we did not give you was his batting stats. And Turner this year batting .278 for skipper Greg Claiborne. And that's a off-speed pitch that just misses ball one. 1-0. 1-1. Nope. 2-1. 2-0. Brock really wanted that one, man. He absolutely wanted that one. I thought he had it, but Graham's got a far better spot on it than I do. Pitch. And there it is. 2-1. And Brock kind of says, oh, come on. That's where the last one was. 2 balls and a strike. Upstairs, 3-1. Now Brock will have to battle. Still in Turner. Gabe Gonzalez on deck. Gabe is grounded out and singled in this one tonight. 4-0 O'Gallie on top. Here in the bottom of the 6th. The 3-1 is a strike 2 on a check swing that went too far, and if it didn't, the ball was right across the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here, nobody on. As Lustig ready to go. Jones with the signal. Lustig likes it. Kicks and fires. Oof. Oof. And that is ball 4, probably a little up in the zone. Umpire McGowan has been consistent tonight with the high call and not calling it. So that, if I'm not mistaken, first walk of the night by Brock. 1 walk. Outside, ball 1, as Gabe Gonzalez kicks a cloud of dirt. And K.J. Jones goes out to settle him down a little bit. And I would imagine he's telling him, look, man, we had 3 strikes there. You know it. I know it. All right. Just let's get back to what got us to this point. Settle down, and let's go get this guy. You do you. And it's 1-0. And that's high and outside. 2-0. And the wind blows out here all the time. So you got a part of this order coming up in Izzy Montanez, Jackson Casey, Kalen Townsend. Those guys got some pop in their bat. And if you put – that's a strike. And if you put Gonzalez on, one swing of the bat can make this a 1-run game real quick. The 3-1 on its way to Gonzalez is 3-2 as he just blew it by him. And now I have to think after Gonzalez swings and misses that the likelihood of Gabe taking another crack at a pitch like that is, slim to none and slim left down. So Lustig's going to have to come with a strike here, and it's going to have to be in the zone. And there it is, and that ball is driven into the gap, but Larice and his 4.3 speed track it down for the third and final out. And that'll end the bottom of the 6th inning. The Commodores on top 4-0. Larice McMahon and Leets lead things off here to start the top of the 7th inning. Xavier Larice, his last time up, well, all he did was take one over the left field wall for a solo shot. And there you see the 2 legends out there talking to home plate umpire Graham McGowan about, I guess, some changes that have been made. So I'm not sure what they are. The man on the left, 655 career wins. The man on the left, I believe he's in the 460s. So Xavier Larice steps in to face the Raiders. And the first pitch offering to Larice. This is a different pitcher from the last time. And Larice first pitch swing and pops it up. And it's going to be another chance for Braden here. And he does it again. Did he get it? He does it again. This young man and that backstop are just synonymous with great catches. Da-da-da, another good one. Yeah, that was a good one. That wasn't as great as the laying it out. But I'll take it. Joey Dupree will now face Aiden McMahon. Look at me being all picky. If I laid out like that, I'd be hospitalized for a month. 4-0, and this ball is popped up too. And that'll go out of play and into the parking lot. And it's 4-0. Again, first pitch swing, and that's strike two. And there's a base hit up the middle for Aiden McMahon, who has his second hit of the game. Man's a hitting machine. Carson Leach steps in. Leach is struck out, singled, and popped out. Poor guy's got 4 letters in his last name, and it never gets said right. You know what I mean? Carson Leach steps in. First pitch, swing and a miss. Foul tip, strike one. Five. Check that. 5. Swing in the dirt. 1-1. Alex Jacobs on deck. Jacobs has scored 2 runs tonight. Upstairs, chin music. 2-1. Good. Oh, he was back, but that's a heck of a move for a right-hander there. Dupree's making sure McMahon stays put. And there he goes. And that is fouled off of somebody's face mask. Was that Graham's? You know, catcher? Wow. Oof. That hurts. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out here. McMahon was running on the last pitch. Let's see the cat and mouse game played here between Dupree and McMahon. Foul tipped, hung on to. Nice job by Brendan Spencer. And that's a strikeout, and that'll bring up Alex Jacobs. Jacobs tonight grounded out, singled, and walked with 2 runs scored. Pitch is strike one. Looking ahead for the Raiders and Raider Nation, it'll be Izzy Montanez, Jackson Casey, and Kalen Townsend scheduled for Greg Claiborne's guys. Pitch, and there's a ground ball that gets through, and that's a base hit, and around second on his way to third will be McMahon. And for the third time tonight, McMahon will reach. For the second time tonight, he'll do so via a hit, and Aiden McMahon's at third. So runners at the corners with 2 outs, and Connor O'Keefe at the plate. O'Keefe struck out looking, singled, and walked tonight. And there goes Greg Claiborne out to the bump. See if he makes a change here. And Greg makes the Uberzati call to the bullpen. We'll step aside and be right back here and tell you all about the new Raider Hurler. You're watching high school baseball here on the Brevard Sports Network. All right, welcome back. And Luke Williams, your new Rockledge pitcher, the left-handed hurler, enters to Triple H's music. And he is the game. Williams this year 2-1, 20.7 innings pitched. He's given up 15 runs, 10 of them earned. He's allowed 18 hits, 25 strikeouts, 12 walks. He's hit 5 batters. He's got a 3.39 ERA and a 1.45 whip. Connor O'Keefe will be the first to face him with runners at the corners and 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. First pitch from Williams is a curveball and a beaut at that, 0-1. And that will be 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. Oh, what a great stop by Spencer, because if that gets by, it's 5-0. It's half a football field between Spencer and the backstop. Well, 30 yards, 20 yards. 2-1. Pitch upstairs, and it's 3-1. Should the bases be loaded, Brock Lustig would step up. Lustig with a hard single his last time up. Curveball, 12-6, swung on and missed, 3-2. So the runner at first will be off and running here. 3-2, 2 outs. As O'Keefe digs in. Here's the pitch. And he just got a piece of his foot, too. That does not feel well. And O'Keefe will spend the next 2 weeks of his life probably watching his big toe go black and blue. That hurts. 3-2, 2 outs here. I'm sure what the little wiggle is there, but if O'Keefe gets in there, okay. And that will miss. And that is a walk. Bases are loaded. And Brock Lustig steps in. And for the second time tonight, the Commodores have a player at every base. Lustig struck out his first 2 times up, but got a solid single his last time. Upstairs, ball 1. No place to put him. Williams and Lustig, the 2 pitchers now doing battle in this game. Williams, the 4th Rockledge pitcher of the night. Pitch is a curveball and in there for a strike. Lennon Norton started. He gave way to Dylan Turner. who gave way to Joey Dupree to the backstop, and that is run number 5. Go ahead. So 5-0 now. Who gave way to Dupree, and Dupree has given way to Williams. So this is where we are in the top of the 7th, 5-0. And now first base is open. That all the runners have moved up following the wild pitch. It is 2-1 to Lustig. Two and two at the knee. So deuce is wild as there are 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, and 2 strikes. And 2-2 at the plate. The turn card pitch is a beaut. That's strike 3 to end the inning, but not before the Commodores cash in with one more. They now lead it 5-0. Back with the bottom of the 7th here on BSN. All right, once again, we want to thank our sponsors, Uberzati. And, of course, at the top on our scoreboard all night, you've seen Chrissy Lindback. And Chrissy knows, and she really does, know real estate. Brock Lustig on to finish this one off, and it'll be Izzy Montanez first. And Izzy has not had the type of night that Izzy Montanez likes to have. He has struck out twice, and he's done so looking both times. And he's going to look at another strike from Lustig. He's looked at 6 of them tonight. I'm not sure why he's not swinging at the 7th. The 0-1 on its way. And there he goes. He drives this one to right field, but there to haul it in for out number 1 is the right fielder, and that leaves the Commodores 2 outs away. Nice job by Vincent Breckenridge. That leaves the Commodores 2 outs away from a win. Jackson Casey steps in. Oh, I was like, oh my goodness, we moved the car and it still gets hit. Jackson Casey. Yeah. And that curveball still was spinning and turning and everything when it came back to the backstop. It's 0-2 quickly to Casey, who has reached on an error and grounded out tonight. Why can't I not find? There it is. Swing and a miss. And why not, Brock Lustig? Why not? Nine strikeouts for Brock right now. And he will try to make pinch hitter Brady Kearns the 10th. Brady, a junior, and a 6'7" one at that. or 6'5" one at that. Or no, is that him, Brady? 6'6", 6'6". Outstanding basketball player. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Kearns fouled back. O'Gallie has 16 wins this year, looking to move to 17 wins on the season. Five to nothing here, and a lot would have to happen in a hurry. Swing and a miss, and that will do it as Brock Lustig gets his 10th strikeout of the night. The O'Gallie Commodores pick up their 17th win of the year, and they put a stranglehold on this district. Still games to be played, but tonight the Commodores and Brock Lustig make a statement as the district tournament is just but a few weeks away. Our Chrissy Knows real estate player of the game, Brock Lustig. 10 strikeouts tonight, and he had a single at the dish. We want to thank Athletic Director Greg Claiborne, and I want to thank all of you out there tonight as well. Be sure to join us tomorrow around noon here on Brevard Sports Network, as we'll be at the Latavius Murray camp, and look forward to being up there. And tomorrow night, you'll see Brevard County's, we have two adult amateur football teams. You'll see one of them in action tomorrow night in the Brevard Raptors. For Caleb Brown, I'm Alan Slaughterzinski. Once again, your final score, the O'Gallie